We can hear what's happening there.
Hey everyone, so we're here Sunday afternoon Pacific time, the last session of the 2022 Fairy Congress. So excited, happy to see all your smiling faces. And I'm thrilled to introduce Mary, who I can't believe we first met in 2001 at the very first Fairy Congress. And yeah, I had a, let's see, I'm going to try to spotlight us both for a little bit. She was an animal communicator. She started out working with marine mammals or animals. Animals. So yeah, I love people with rich backgrounds like that. Starting in the science world, moving into the metaphysical realm. So, and yeah, so she started working with animals, and then it was her whale friend, Granny, that led her to start working more with the water and healing the waters of the world. And I'm going to let her tell us all about that.
Yeah. Well, thanks, Lindsay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will talk. I will give you a little bit about my background. Yeah, as Lindsay said, I was a presenter actually at the first 10 conferences, fairy congresses. And then I moved to Florida. And so I've only been back to present a few times. So I'm really thrilled to be here again. And we're in 2022 now. So it's 21 years. Jeez, we're all getting so old. So anyway, it's really, really great to be here. And it's been a lot of fun to see a lot of my old fairy friends that I haven't seen for a long time. And some of my students and clients and travel friends. So it's been really a wonderful weekend and a lot of great information and knowledge too. I was really thrilled yesterday when Jan did the fairy buddy journey. And wow, I had a water deva come out of that water that's right behind me there, which is the Gulf of Mexico here in Sarasota, Florida. So now I've got a new fairy buddy out at the beach. And that's really exciting for me. So yeah, you know, I've been connected to the sea probably for about 35 years. And it all started when I was working at the Marine Mammal Center in Sausalito, California. And that's a hospital for seals and sea lions. And during that time, I met Penelope Smith, who is sort of the grandmother of animal communication. And when I heard that you could talk to animals, I was really excited because I wanted to know what was going on with these seals and sea lions that couldn't tell us. And so I studied and I practiced and I started talking to them. But this was in like 1988, which really was the dark ages of animal communication. And when I'd tell the director of animal care that this elephant seal had a stomach ache, you know, she would be like, ooh, get her away from me, you know, ooh, spooky person. So I really couldn't be much help to the seals and the sea lions. But in 1990, I moved up to the San Juan Islands in Washington State, and I started working in the research department at the Whale Museum, and I became a naturalist. I was leading whale and wildlife trips. And I worked at the local wildlife rehabilitation center, and I was a coordinator of the San Juan County Marine Mammal Stranding Network for about a decade. So I really did spend a lot of time working with the animals in the sea. So while I was up there for 10 years, I led whale trips. And it was during that time that I became a professional telepathic animal communicator. I did that for 25 years. And I also taught animal and nature communication. So while I was leading those trips in the San Juans, I got to know this whale named Granny, an orca. And I really wanted to know about the orcas and who they were. And I had always wanted to be, a real scientist, but I never got a degree. But being an animal communicator, I realized I could interview the whales and find out whatever I wanted to know without getting a degree or a grant or having any kind of research equipment. And so I did that. And I started interviewing the whales, and I wrote a book called Communicating with Orcas, the Whale's Perspective. And so it's pretty much centered around my friend Granny. And over those 10 years on the water, I got very close to her and her family. And even after I moved, I stayed in touch with her. And she lived to be 105, which is beyond old. Most female orcas live to be about 62. So she was ancient and super wise, and she still is. And we still talk to each other from time to time. So for the past 30 years, I've also been taking people to different places around the world to be with whales and dolphins in person, sometimes swimming with them. You might have heard Lindsay say she and a bunch of the fairy folk came to Bimini this year. I brought people there to swim with wild dolphins for 12 years. I've taken people to be with gray whales in Mexico and humpbacks in Hawaii and Tonga and the Dominican Republic. And I was even lucky enough to get to take a group up to Churchill, Manitoba to snorkel with the belugas in freezing cold water. Since then, they've stopped that. So I think we were like the last year to get in the water and freeze with the belugas. But I'm retired now from all of that. But out on that beach behind me right there, I'm starting to get to know the local dolphins. And we have a local population of over 200 resident bottlenose. So I picked the right place to live. So over the years, my relationship with Granny, she's talked a lot about the need for healing the waters. And I used to do an annual water healing event. And back in 2014, she said, this just isn't cutting it. She said, the whales and the dolphins, we're doing everything we can, but we're just being overwhelmed by the amount of things coming into our environment. And we really need you to do something more. So I started the global water healing meditations. And we gather every first Friday of the month on a conference call line. And I've got archives of all the past meditations. There's more than 90 meditations from 26 different meditation leaders. And you're welcome to go there and do a water healing meditation anytime. It's globalwaterhealing.org. And if you can ever join us on a first Friday of the month, we'd love that. It's a really lovely community of people. So Granny has been really clear that to heal the waters, we have to hold the vision of what we want, and that we should never focus on on the bad things or what we don't want. And, as humans, we spend a lot of time worrying and thinking about things we don't want. And when we do that, we actually energize that. For example, in the Pacific Northwest, there's been a lot of talk about Granny's family and the resident orcas going extinct. And she told me that they feel that. They feel all of that energy, all of that worry, and, ooh, the orcas are dying. Ooh, there's not enough food. Ooh, And she said, stop it, hold us in a place of light and love and healing, and see lots of fish coming in for us. Don't keep sending that message that we're dying out. So It's the same when we do water healing or anything really. You know, you don't want to focus on what's wrong with the water. You want to picture the water vibrant and healthy and full of life and pristine and, you know, in its natural state as it was thousands of years ago. And to do that, it's really simple. You just create that mental picture and that feeling of things in perfect balance and harmony. And once you can get to that picture, then, you know, it's good to energize that and to hold that picture in your heart as much as you possibly can. You know, because when we're doing that, we are creating that potential and we're putting that out into the field. And the more of us that do that, the more powerful that vision, that thought form becomes in the field. And the easier it is for it to become a reality. So I want to read just some words directly from Granny about this. She said, "Thank you for joining your hearts and energy fields to create a new vision on this planet. The whales and dolphins have been doing all we can to clean and clear the waters, but we need your help. We cannot do it alone. Every thought, every prayer, every blessing, and every intention does make a difference. Hold the vision in your heart of clean, vibrant, healthy, and full of life waters. See them sparkling in every corner of the world, for as the ocean sparkles, these waves of light and love spread across the land. Everything is connected, and as you influence one, it affects another. So focus your healing energies upon the waters, and as the water evaporates and moves over the land, it returns as rain. And you will be raining blessings on the land and all its creatures, including you. You will be adding your healing energy to every square inch of this planet." So when Granny told me that, I was really excited because I had never thought about the water evaporating and then raining down on the land. So to do healing work for the whole planet, we just need to focus on the water, and the water will take care of everything everywhere. So something else Granny told me, she said, as people focus their energy on these things, some people with the right type of mind will begin to find practical physical solutions to fix these things. So while the energy work will help, there are other solutions that will come out of your focus sessions. It will take a concerted effort on every level to save this planet. So holding the vision of perfection doesn't only clean and clear the waters, it can stimulate people to come up with solutions. So this is another reason we don't want to focus on the problems, because we tend to limit ourselves and limit what can happen. You know, it's like saying, I want to make $100,000 this year. You put a cap on it. Maybe you could have made 150,000, you know? So we don't want to limit. And so we just want to hold this picture of perfection, and how that happens, that's not our business. We're just holding that field of perfection. So really, there are endless possibilities that can happen. And so Granny also said that things have never been so urgent. As I've said in the past, no matter what happens, the earth will survive. Eventually, it will heal itself, especially if the other life forms are gone. So there's no need to worry about that. But it really is time for everyone to understand how dire it is and to put aside their differences and work together to create the healthiest environment possible. So Granny has said that, we've been doing these monthly meditations now for 8 years, and she says that they actually are helping. And I do see things changing. People are putting a lot more attention on healing the waters. Last year, there were several worldwide water healing days. Some indigenous people all over the planet are putting together water groups now. And there's been lots of new technologies too that have appeared. You may have seen a young guy named Boyan Slat, who has a company called the Ocean Cleanup Project. And he's built this machine that's out there gobbling up that big giant garbage patch. And he's also created machines to go in rivers to stop the garbage from ever getting to the ocean. And just today, I saw an article on microplastics. This is a team in Indonesia that has created a new technology with acoustic sound waves that allows them to separate those teeny tiny microplastics from the water. So you never know what's going to happen, because it seems that those with the right type of mind are coming up with some solutions. And we know that all healing takes place first in the etheric realm. And that's where we can easily do work. It's great if you can get out and do something in the physical plane. But I like doing what I call being an armchair environmentalist. You can sit in your living room in your big old cushy armchair and do work in the energy realms, in the etheric plane, to help the planet, whether it's healing the water or animals. It doesn't matter, but you can do a lot of work right from your very own living room, just with intention and deep visualization. So tonight, we're going to join together with the Mer people to do some water healing work. And the Mermaids and the Mermen, they're our cousins, our ancient ancestors from another dimension in the sea. They're part of the water fairy kingdom, and they work with the undines and the water sprites and the nymphs. And they're really powerful beings that have an abundance of healing energy. And of course, they care deeply, deeply about the water. I'm a little curious if any of you have a connection with the mermaids or the mermen. Let me see if I can see the gallery. If you do, just wave. Ooh, look, mer people. That's wonderful. Great. I'm excited. So, well, at the end tonight, we'll have some time for some sharing. So, like most nature spirits, the mer wish more people would connect with them. And so they are really excited to work with us tonight. And, when human beings work together with other beings, the power is magnified and increased. Often in our global water healing meditations, we work with dolphins or whales. And today, the dolphins are going to assist us. They're going to be taking us to the land of the Mer, and they are also going to be working with the Mer, helping us to do some healing work with the water. And really, I think the best way to learn about this is just to experience it for yourself. There's lots of different processes for water healing, and you would find several of those on our website. But tonight we're going to do a guided meditation. So we're going to be meeting the mer. And first, the mer are going to do some healing work on us and our bodies, which are predominantly made of water. And then we're going to take that healing energy out into the ocean, and we're going to spread it worldwide. So this is going to be a process that you can do anytime on your own. You'll remember how to do it. It's going to be very easy. And it's also going to be a way for you to make friends with some of the mer. And maybe you'll even have a mer ally that you can work with in the future. So let's just see if there is a question before we start, raise your hand. Otherwise, we're just gonna get quiet and go into the meditation. You see. Looks good. I don't see any questions. All right. Fantastic. So close your eyes and take a few deep breaths. That's right. Just keep breathing, yourself becoming calm and relaxed in body and mind. Deep breathing will take you to a very quiet place. That's right. Just keep breathing and going deeper and deeper to that place of quiet and stillness inside. Allow your consciousness to dive deeply. You are now standing on the shore of a beautiful ocean. The sand is wet and cool on your feet, and the sun shines gently on your face. A warm, soft breeze brings the scent of flowers to you, and you know that all is right with the world. You look up at the clear blue sky as a flock of birds flies overhead. Take a deep breath and feel the sense of peace and contentment that fills you. As you look out to the horizon, you notice something shimmering on the water. And as the shimmer gets closer, you realize it is a pod of dolphins. They come close to shore, only 50 yards out, and they swim back and forth in front of you. The dolphins are asking you to join them. You dive or walk into the water and swim out easily to the group. You can see and breathe underwater without any gear. And you can swim easily and swiftly without any assistance. Your very own dolphin guide swims up and greets you. Introduce yourself and ask this dolphin for its name. Get to know this dolphin in any way that is comfortable for you. This dolphin will be your guide today and keep you safe. If you need any help, he'll be right there with you. He knows where to go and how to get there. And he will be taking you to the land of the Mer people, our wise ancestors, the mermaids and the mermen. The Mer carry the knowledge of the ocean within them. They are the people of the sea, and they work with ocean currents, vibration, crystals, and all creatures found in the ocean. By joining together with the Mer, we can create deep and lasting change. Your dolphin starts swimming with you at his side. You are going way out into the ocean to the deep water. As you travel, you pass manatees and fish, rays, and a million other sea creatures. You are safe with your dolphin guide and enjoying seeing all of this ocean life. You also see the rest of our group swimming with their dolphins. We are all on this journey together, going to meet the Mer people. You're swimming deeper and deeper now, and it's getting dark, very dark. And you can't see anything anymore. You're diving down, and even though it's dark, you feel totally safe and protected by your dolphin. Ahead in the darkness, you begin to see a glow, very faint and far away, but it's definitely a glow. We're traveling into another dimension, into the world of the mermaids and the mermen. As you get closer, the glow gets brighter and brighter until it becomes as bright as daylight. This is the land of the Mer. Up ahead, there's a temple, a beautiful temple made of white marble and adorned in gold. And light emanates from every square inch of this temple. A beautiful golden crystalline light that shines in every direction. And you see mermaids and mermen swimming around the temple and lounging on the steps. They are gorgeous beings with flowing hair and fish tails. These are the wise ancient elders of humanity, the people who chose to stay in the sea. The mermaids and mermen still exist. They are just in another dimension. And we are going to meet with them for some healing and purification. Your dolphin swims with you up into the temple to an area where many Mer people are gathered. Some are sitting on chairs, others are floating effortlessly. Some are in hammocks or sitting on rocks, but they are all waiting for us, for our group to gather around them. The dolphins told them we were coming, and they are delighted to meet us. They are beings of great light, great purity, and they are able to infuse us with any frequencies we need to heal. Our dolphins stay with us as we settle and sit on the floor of the temple facing this group of mermaids and mermen. Make eye contact with one of the mer and ask, what most needs to be healed in me? And then listen carefully to the answer. Ask if they have any instructions on how to do this, and then request that they help you with this healing. Now let's ask the mer people for purification of our hearts. The dolphins have said that humanity has a hole in its heart, and that dolphin healing energy is available to heal that hole. But the mer also have this ability to heal and purify your heart. They can take away the hardness, the sadness, anything that is keeping your heart from being wide open, vulnerable, and joyous. Go ahead and ask this council of mermaids and mermen to purify your heart, to heal your heart, and just allow the frequencies that they send you to flow in and do their work. The mer are so happy that we've come. There are not many people that visit them anymore, and they love connecting with humanity. So now that your heart has been purified, ask the mer to purify and transform anything in your physical body that needs help, to bring you healing for any physical ailments, known or unknown. You don't need to name them. Just like the dolphins, the mer can send the proper frequencies for healing into your body. So allow that healing energy to flow in. And know also that your dolphin is assisting the mer people with these healing frequencies. Now ask the mer if they will send healing to your emotional body. Ask them to release and transform those things in your emotions that keep you from being the very best human that you can possibly be. Maybe it's a lack of self-worth or confidence, shame, sadness, judgment, whatever is living in your emotional body that's keeping you from being the wondrous being of light that you truly are. Ask them to transform those now. Now ask the mer to heal your mental body. Any of those repetitive thoughts you have, things that keep you from being a light-filled human, judgments about yourself and others, belief systems, limitations or fears. Let the mer help you release them and let them go into the water. These thought forms can be transformed into positive energy for the planet. And finally, ask the mer to heal your spiritual body. Anything in your spirit that is keeping you from being a luminous human. And again, allow their frequencies to come in and heal you. The dolphins and the mer have released all blocks and limitations in your physical, emotional, spiritual, and mental bodies. This purification is getting rid of old energies, old stories. Difficulties are flowing out and new energies are filling you with bubbles and effervescence. You're being purified and refreshed. It's a new birth. Ask them to fill you with the joy of interacting with water, all the elements, all beings, and to awaken qualities like innocence, a playful spirit, creativity, those things that will make you the most light-filled human being possible. And ask them to help you create your dreams. You can come back at any time to the Temple of the Mer and meet with these beings. They are filled with wisdom, and you can ask them for guidance. Ask them how to create things in your life and listen carefully for their answers. Just let those answers bubble up into your consciousness, but really take time to listen. So look down now at your body and notice how you are glowing. There's a light, a glow emanating from your body, actually from your entire being. And the dolphins are glowing as well. And so are the mermaids and the mermen. And together we will all go out and allow our glow, our healing light, to transform the waters of this planet. You and your dolphin connect up with a mermaid or merman. And now the three of you will swim off together. And as you travel, you're leaving a trail of sparkling, iridescent light in your wake. And that light is rippling out far and wide, lighting up more water. This light is healing everything that it touches. And it's traveling further and further. And you see your light is meeting up with the light of other people who are swimming with their dolphins and the mer. And as you swim, you see all kinds of life: turtles, dolphins, fish, whales. And you see the light extending down to the bottom and up to the surface. And it's traveling across the planet, reaching into every ocean in the world. And that light is now going from the ocean up the rivers. It's cleansing and purifying all water on the planet. And you see that light evaporating with the purified water, and it's going up into the clouds. And the clouds are sparkling and glowing. And now they go over the land and it's raining down on the land and healing and purifying every square inch of this planet. It's raining, it's snowing, it's filling the rivers, the lakes, the ponds and creeks, and it's cleansing and purifying the earth, the plants, the animals, and the humans. Your group makes a big wide turn and continues spreading this light, this healing and purification through the water as you begin to head back to the temple. And as you and your dolphin and your mer person travel, see that light flowing out continuously from the three of you to heal and purify all water on the planet. Up ahead, you see the glow of the temple of the Mer. And as you approach it, you see our friends with their dolphins and Mer people. We're all gathering again at the temple to celebrate and feel the joy of this new vision for the planet. The Mers say that it's important for us to hold this blueprint, this template, this vision for clear, vibrant, healthy, and full of life water. They are doing that. The dolphins and whales are doing that, and we must do that. It takes all of us to make this dream a reality. So spend a moment with your dolphin and your new mer friend and ask for your mer friend's name and see if there's anything you can do for him or her. Let him know that you'll meet again to do this important healing work, both for yourself and the planet, or perhaps just to create a relationship. Now it's time for you and your dolphin to leave the Mer. So thank them for this assistance, this healing and purification. Tell your mer friend that you will meet again. And you and your dolphin begin to swim away from the temple, swimming back into the darkness. It's getting darker and darker. The light of the temple is fading behind you. But as you swim through the darkness, you can see a faint light up ahead. It's the light of our sun shining through the water. And the dolphins are now taking us on a journey through the sea. You are amazed at how clean and clear the water is. You can see a long way, and the clarity is astounding. Look at the beams of light coming into the water and how they make everything sparkle. The water is actually pulsing with a healthy vibration, and it feels so alive. The temperature, salinity, and composition of the water itself are absolutely perfect, as it was thousands and thousands of years ago. And listen to the sounds of the sea. In the distance, you hear whales calling to one another. Crabs and shrimp clicking on the bottom. Dolphins whistling in play. Fish nipping algae off coral. These are loving, gentle, natural sounds. The ocean is a place of peace and quiet, tranquil and loving. Look down now and see that the dolphins are taking you over a coral reef. Wow, look at all the life. The corals are huge and their colors are brilliant. There's sea fans and dozens of different coral formations. And the fish, look at the diversity and the sheer numbers. Everywhere you look, there are fish and lobsters and shellfish. This reef is teeming with life. Even the cracks and crevices have octopus and eels and other creatures. Your dolphin tells you that all the oceans of the world look like this now. The reefs have been restored to brilliant health, and all species have come back in full force, healthy and in perfect balance. Enjoy looking at this reef and the abundant life. Your dolphin guide continues swimming now. It's taking you away from the coral reefs, up to the cool kelp forests with sea otters and sea lions and harbor seals. And further on to colder polar waters with ice, belugas, narwhal. But wherever you go, everything is clean and vibrant and healthy and full of life. Everything is in perfect harmony. The Mer requested that we hold this template, this blueprint of perfection. So let's hold this vision for a few minutes. Really energize it. Our dolphin guide reminds us that we can take ourselves back to this moment in time anytime we wish and continue to energize this vision of the waters of our planet in perfect balance and harmony. So our dolphin guide is now taking us back to our beaches, to where we entered the water. The water is getting shallow, and ahead you can see your beach. It's time now to hug your dolphin goodbye. Thank him for being your guide and your friend on this journey. And if you like, let him know that you'll meet again. After you hug, swim to shore and walk out onto the beach. Turn to wave goodbye to your dolphin friend. And notice the glow of iridescent light that emanates now from the water. And see that it actually encompasses the earth. Everything is brighter and more sparkly now in the sea and on the land. You're coming back now to this reality, coming back into your body, your physical body sitting in a chair. That's right. We're back in our room. We've left our dolphin guides and come back into our bodies. So wiggle your toes and your fingers and arch your back and stretch a little bit. Coming back fully into this reality and opening your eyes. So while you're coming back, it's going to take a minute for you to get back in your body. So I'd like to leave you with a final message from Granny. She says, "It is now time for humans to step into their greatness. You are way bigger and more powerful than you know, and it's time to stop pretending. You can change things in the world, in your life, in yourself. Own your power and take action to create the life and the world that you desire. We whales are holding you in our hearts. We have a vision of peace and love, clean water and air, food aplenty, and balance and harmony. Now go make it happen." So that's my friend Granny. All right. Well, does somebody have something they'd like to share? Woo, I think I got to change that. I look a little spooky floating around out there. Let's go back to my beach. Lindsay, you're still muted, I think.
I am muted.
There you go.
Yeah. So I guess are we
Are we back?
I'm back. That was lovely.
Good.
And one thing I'll share. So this is one of those things, you know how it is online where you see all these articles go by and sometimes all you get is the headline or a little snippet. But I did see, I'm sure I saw something, I believe in Australia, researchers on the Great Barrier Reef found that if they played, so that, there's the sound of a barrier reef.
Yes.
You can hear all that. So they just played a recording of that, and
Of
a healthy reef, and it stimulated growth. And they were amazed at how fast new growth came back. I thought that was a lovely story.
It is beautiful, and it shows you how simple some of these solutions are. Just playing the sounds of a healthy reef helps the reef become healthy again. Yeah. Cool. It's very cool.
Yeah.
So does somebody have something they want to share about either the meditation we just did, or your mer person, or a mer person you've known in the past? Whatever you want to share or talk about.
Laura?
Yes. Hi. That was an amazing meditation. That was really powerful. And I usually have trouble going, all the places with the guided meditation. It was really terrific. I do have to just share one little thing. It was all fabulous till you took us to the freezing water. And all of a sudden, literally, I was jarred out of where I'd been, and all of a sudden I was worrying about hypothermia, and I was like, whoa, and I had to scramble to get back to where I was. It was just like, I could have done without that one, watery reference, but everything else was just so fabulous and revealed new things to me. Like my mer person, she reminded me how afraid I am of water. I love water. I've been called water woman by my friends for like 40 years because of my research into like healthy waters and stuff and embracing them. But I am afraid of the depths. of water, and I'm afraid of drowning in water and all that. And I was like, wow. And she reflected that back to me, something I'd really repressed. And it was so beautiful because I get to know I can work on that. And I love your emphasis on holding the vibration of what we want to happen. And it's like, it's just in keeping with Dr. Emoto and his vibration of water. My big thing is like label your water, you know, my water,
Right.
unconditional love, whatever you want your water to be that you're going to take in, like, yeah, just call it by those names. And that's the vibration you're giving it. So I just love that emphasis on like focusing on what we're creating here, and just ignoring the harsh realities of what, you know, maybe at this point.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and now you have this mer person that you can work with on that old deep fear thing to release it.
Yeah, which I didn't even remember I had until this meditation was very powerful.
Yeah. Probably goes way back, huh? Yeah. I have that one too. That's why we work with the water, right?
Thank you.
Okay, great. Thank you. I'm glad you got freaked out in the cold water. That means you were really there, you know?
So Belinda has her hand up.
Okay, great.
Go there next.
Hi, Belinda. Oops, you need to unmute yourself.
Unmute. Okay, hi.
Hi.
I love your beach there. I grew up on the Gulf of Mexico in Panama City Beach.
Oh, okay.
Yes, and loved it. It was my everything. Anytime my mother passed away when I was 16, and she had a long illness, and I would go to the ocean to heal my sadness, and it was so powerful. And I married a New Englander. Now I live in Boston, Mass. So I miss it terribly. And it's freezing today.
Yes.
But it was a very, very wonderful meditation. I'm going to have to listen to it again because everything started happening. You got choppy and I lost you and I had to go change computers. So I'll have to listen to the meditation again. But
Sure.
I did get to meet my mer person. Her name was Marina.
Oh, nice.
And Marina, I have met her before, which is just wonderful. So thank you so much for that. It was a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful thing. And I so appreciate it.
You're very welcome.
I want to meet you. I want to come see you. I want to learn all about you. I want to talk to the ocean.
Just do it.
I will.
That's all you have to do.
Thank you.
Like talking to anything, you can talk to the ocean. Everything has consciousness.
I love that. Thank you so much.
You're
Your
very
blessing.
welcome. I'm excited. You've got this mer woman you can work with.
Yes. Marina.
She'll take you back to the Gulf. She'll take you for a swim. Whatever you want. Just hop on.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
So there's a question in the chat from Christine about undine sprites and working in areas like ponds and rivers. And I had kind of a similar question because the mermaids that I had met before were actually in rivers. This was the first time I met a mer person from the sea.
In the ocean.
Yeah.
I think they can be anywhere. You know, I see the mer, yeah, you know, this whole fairy world is so hard to explain. You know, I see the sprites as more like the flower fairies, and the undines more like, you know, bigger fairies. And I see the mer more maybe like the she, almost more human-like, because I do think they're the humans who just didn't leave the water. But you could find them in any body of water, I believe. I don't think there's any limitation. They don't have to be in a particular place. Does that answer that question? Anybody's could be anywhere, anytime. Yeah. So don't limit yourself, and don't limit the nature beings as to where they can be or what they can do. Humans like to limit everything. So who was it? Soren today was just saying, just, relax and let things happen. Don't try to control it, and don't put things in a box, really.
Yeah, that is something that humans like to do, is have definitions and boundaries. It's like, okay, that's a mermaid, that's an undine, but
And they can only be here, and they only do that, and they answer to so and so, and I don't think any of that's true. I think that's just us trying to make sense of the universe. We're meaning-making machines, humans. And so we're always trying to figure out the meaning of everything. And that's where you lose the magic, really.
It is a little pompous for us to presume we know all that about them. I mean,
Oh gosh. Yeah. More than a little pompous. Yeah. Somebody has their hand up there.
Susan?
Yeah.
Unmute.
Or Summer. Yeah.
Summer.
Oh, Summer. Okay, Summer. You go
Yeah,
first.
I just so enjoyed this as I have some family members that are Mer, because I have some fairy children, and talking about that, not putting things in the box. Like one of my children is like more land fairy like, but he married a Mer. And so he has these children that can be both in the water and on the land, and like, boom, completely blows our sort of mindset of like who's what and where and why, and like, and yeah.
I get it. I think I was a Selkie at some point, So that's the same thing, basically.
I've always thought about you, Mary.
That I was a Selkie?
Yeah, I thought that for years. We've never talked about it, but I've always thought that.
Oh, good. It's nice to have some confirmation.
Yes.
Yeah, that's great. Why not? Why not? We don't have to put things in a box, for sure.
All right, Lisa has her hands up.
Lisa.
Hi, Lisa.
Hi, guys. Hi, fellow Bimini swimmers.
Yes.
Hello.
Oh my gosh. So, Mary, thank you again. I feel like every single time I see you, I'm always gushing about you. So I'm going to try to calm it down. Per Soren's advice, not to elevate anyone.
There you go. Thank you.
So, but if anyone ever has a chance to go on a trip with Mary, and Mary, I know you are saying you're retired, but just maybe some miracles will happen and you'll change your mind.
Yeah, you never know.
You never know. But so I've never worked with Mer before. And before the night of opening ceremony, a Mer came to me, and her name was Carmela of the Sea.
Ooh.
And of course, she's from Carmel, California.
Yes,
so
of course.
I question that because I question everything. And I'm like, oh, you're so obvious. Like, it's terrible what I do to these poor spirits who try to come help me. But so that's why I know, Mary, you and I were going back and forth about should I come to this class or the other one. And I was like, I have to go to this class. You're working with Mer people. But I had the pleasure of meeting a dolphin, and he was so funny. His name was Harmon, but he had to add, he went E on the end. So he said his name was Harmony, but he made a big joke out of it. And I thought that was like just precious and adorable. And then I did also meet a merman, and it was just such a beautiful experience. And I'm so grateful to all of you who are doing your work, and that we can form a community like this and gather and not sound like crazy people, but really just have our experiences validated for each other. And blessings to you all.
Yeah. Hey, thanks for being here, Lisa.
My pleasure.
And Carmela is messing with you. So that, just to make it even tougher for you to
believe it.
Yeah, they do that.
Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, they and Harmon too.
I love that. That's great. Good.
Thank you so much, Mary.
You're welcome.
So Susan Benedict, you want to go ahead and unmute? You can speak up a bit. I think we can't hear you.
Dolphin trips on Bimini, is it Dolphin Quest?
Wild Quest.
Wild Quest, yeah. Oh, I've done them.
I can barely hear you.
I've been here, I've done those.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I took people there 12 years.
Wow. Well, that's quite an experience to have. I mean, it's hard to explain. It's amazing. Yeah.
It is. It's a wonderful experience. And last year I was there for 2 weeks, and Lindsay and Lisa and Bubbles and Suki and a whole bunch of fairy women came, and boy, we had a good time.
Marika.
Oh, Marika. Yes, Marika was there.
I want to
Yeah.
30-something niece who lives in Chicago, so she's very excited about it.
Yeah. Well, get back there whenever you can. Those dolphins are special.
Thank you for today. My merman's name was.
I love it.
I'm trying to ask you mean R-H-E-E? It's just like.
Whee! That's great. That's really good. Anybody else have something? Oh, there's a hand.
Tiffany, do you want to go ahead and unmute?
Hi,
Thank you so
Tiffany.
much. Hi, thank you so much for this. It was really validating. It just validated a lot of experiences I have had as a surfer. Yeah, there's just, I kind of like, in each individual moment of the experience, it was really profound, but now in the context of being in with Fairy Congress and so forth, having those interactions with, sea lions, and also with what I believe now were nature spirits saving my life in certain situations, or even like just falling off my board and doing normal things and coming up and having like this garland of sea kelp around my neck and going like, where did that come from? Yeah, so that's just so great. And I really appreciated you adding the granny's message at the end, because I've had some songs that have been coming through and I've been really like not sure and holding back. And so it's really beautiful to hear her with that encouragement. So I really appreciate that. Yeah, and I also was going to ask you a question, so between the like, yeah, trying to understand the difference between Mer and Undine. I'm still not, that's still really fuzzy to me.
Okay, and why is it important? What is it that you need to know about that?
That's interesting. Because I feel like in the experience that I had out in the ocean, that the Undine was like an incredibly like loose, like it wasn't more like I always seem to feel the Mer as more of embodied.
Yeah.
And it felt like this Undine was not an embodied spirit, that it was more kind of talking to me through, say, the sparkles in the sea behind the wave.
That was the exact word I was going to say.
Okay. All right. Cool. But I was just kind of like, I really wasn't sure, so this whole meditation is just kind of really, yeah, it's opened a lot of the experiences to have a place, for them to sit in myself now that I didn't have before. So thank you.
And I would say you've got it exactly.
Okay.
Kind of the difference.
Okay.
And, if those questions come up for you, go back to your Mer person and have that conversation. Go straight to them and say, for some reason, I need to know the difference. And I'm sure better than the humans, what the difference is. That's the thing I love about doing these kinds of journeys or meditations. Because if you come away with a dolphin friend or a Mer friend that you can go to and ask questions of, why not go direct to the source?
Right.
You know, that's why I wrote that book with a whale, because I wanted to know about whales and I wanted to know from their perspective. And I was living in this world with all these researchers who were watching the whales and making assumptions. And I thought, this is stupid. Let's go ask the whales. So it's the same here, you know, and with any nature spirits, you know, if you want to know what the tree spirits do at night, go to the tree and ask the tree spirit what they do at night. That's your best source of information, is going directly to the source. But I think you already are pretty clear about who's who out there.
Yay. Well, you know, I have to say, when I had those experiences, right, it's been a long time ago before I had the context of, you know, fairy world to really start giving everything like meaning and context. And so it's just really great, you know, to remember to go back and ask and clarify and have this living conversation. So thank you for that reminder, Mary. I appreciate it.
You're very welcome.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Sure. Yeah, if any of you didn't get to Soren's talk today, Soren Haig, be sure to see the replay, because he talked a lot about allowing the magic to be there, and you know, not putting things in a box, like we said. So I think that would be very interesting if you missed it. It was a good talk, and he's really a funny guy. He's really nice. Does anybody else have a question or something you want to share? If not, we can have an early break. What do we have next, Lindsay?
So we have breakout rooms next.
Oh,
and actually
okay.
what I did last time is I told people, because sometimes people don't want to be in a breakout room, and also sometimes you need a break before the breakout room. So I will just assign breakout rooms. So if you want to have a chat with people and connect, just don't close your Zoom session, and you can go, you know, get your drink or do whatever and come back and you'll be in a breakout room. And if you don't want to do it, then you can just leave.
Okay. And then after the breakout room,
then we do get a break. So breakout rooms go for about half an hour. Then there's a 15-minute break, and then we have our closing circle.
Okay.
So
great.
Yes.
Good. Well, I want to thank you all for coming to this. It was fun to be with you and share the sea. I always love that vision of when you're out there with your dolphin and you can see the other people swimming with their dolphin.
Yeah, that was fun.
I like that.
Yes.
Show up at the temple and there's Lisa and Lindsay.
I felt it really magnified the light too, because you see all the other light, and you have that connection with them. You know they're there because we're all there together. Yeah, it's very fun.
And it feels safer when all your friends are there. Great.
All right.
Okay. Well, I will see you all in the closing ceremony.
Okay.
Thank you, Mary.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
That was wonderful.
Thank you, Mary.
You're welcome. Take care.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye.
All right.